All right. Once again, I'm always looking very
You
short.
gotta do the thing. You gotta do the thing.
Gotta do the thing. Gotta do the thing.
She's got to sit on her feet. That's it.
I just need a little booster seat. I'm gonna like a little Lightship branded booster seat to make this better. Hi guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Things are great. Things are great. My question of the day for you is, what are your thoughts on teams where there seems to be what are your thoughts on one founder teams versus I met someone today virtually that had 6 co-founders.
By six, you mean
Right
by
number.
6? You mean 6?
I mean, there was this co-founder A who was the CEO, B was the COO, C was the CTO, D was the CFO, E was the CSO. Okay, so maybe 5. And they all consider themselves co-founders.
Is this thing in market?
No.
It's never gonna be.
I was like, wow, this is a very, it's interesting to think that all 5 of you founded this company. That's a lot of people, right?
That's going to shake out over time, right? I don't know if I've ever seen it work. It always ends up in some sort of founder rift.
Oof.
So it's like a team project. You've got those members of the team that are like type A personalities and they get it done. And then you've got those members of the team that turn in their homework late. And so it just never seems to work out unless they worked on a project before and they're running the same playbook. So I would say if this is a group that's been together and they're building company after company, cool. Otherwise, first go round, hard to bet on that.
Yeah. And what do you think about solo founders? Because I don't have a problem with solo founders, but I do have friends in the industry who very strongly are not pro solo founder teams.
I think I mean, of course I'm biased because I was a solo founder, but solo founder is just fine. I found that people who couldn't do it themselves had a hard time believing that other people can do it themselves. Right? They project their own insecurities onto the founder. Sometimes Kenneth and I have questions about being married and working together because some people their marriage is so bad they can't imagine working with their spouse, right? So then I have to answer for their bad marriage.
I think, Brian, also for some people, it's not only their own personal experience, it's the experience they've had with a portfolio company.
That too.
So if you've had a certain number of like solo founders that just can't hire well and rally people and kind of manage and juggle, that could be a reason why. We've invested in solo founders, and sometimes it's tough, and sometimes it's not. Yeah. And before we wrap up that question, and we can keep going, did you see that they freed Britney today?
I missed it. Please, this is very important news. Please give us the details.
Yes, her father has stepped down from the conservatorship.
Is she fully out? Jamie Lynn's not involved anymore. Her mother.
They are transitioning to a new person, but he has said he is stepping down. I think he got the heat from, and I don't know what her beehive is called. I'm certain it's called something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't want that smoke anymore.
Did you know, when this is going to get me in trouble, when she first was placed under conservatorship, do you know what institution managed the wealth?
No. Oh no. That one?
Bessemer Trust.
No way!
Our friends are going to hate me for saying that. Yeah.
Well,
that came out, during legal.
Oh, wait. And then they got, like, that's been the last couple of months, right? That they stepped away?
Yep.
When the smoke started.
Up until very recently.
Yeah. Yowzers.
Why does it take until the smoke for you to do the right thing, though? Why not drop that long before?
Because they were collecting their management fees and didn't care.
Ooh, that is rough. That is rough. I think so many people are asleep at the wheel when they take over as board members or just managing things for other people. I think they just go through the motions and think that someone else is going to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't take any sort of like ownership mentality for what's happening.
Right.
And it drives me absolutely bonkers. I'd rather step down from a board than be asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. It's almost Panama Papers-esque, right? Where some of these people became so far removed from the actual dirt that was going on, even though they're still in the paper trail, that they can just kind of wipe their hands clean of it and pretend they had no idea.
Yeah. So they freed Britney.
Congrats to her. That is exactly what I'm going to Reddit tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's the whole thing.
Can't wait. But with that, let us get started with tonight's show. Let's go.
We're a company and a venture capital firm that invests in companies run by women and minorities, particularly when they're away from the coasts. I'm very, very focused on the Midwest. You are watching live the first pitch competition on Twitch, where you, the viewer, have an opportunity to vote for companies that you like best.
So every episode, we have 3 judges, plus you, the audience. You also get to judge each pitch. After each presentation, you'll see a cute little box pop up with a Twitter link for you to vote for if you would invest in the company yourselves.
During round 1, we watched as the startups presented their pitch deck in 5 minutes or less. Then the judges began their Q&A. After we selected viewer-submitted questions for the founders to answer, in the end, the audience and judges had the opportunity to vote in the poll below for the company they like best.
Candace, do you mind if we start?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time seeing us. So, quick disclaimer, we're having a couple of technical difficulties behind the scenes. So please bear with us if we cut out or seem a little laggy tonight. But welcome again. This is Twitch Pitch, the very first pitch competition live here on Twitch. We are here at season 7. Today is our last episode of the first round. So next week, we're going to see some finalists in the show. We're super excited. But just for those of you who are new, Twitch Pitch is the first pitch competition here on Twitch, where we see 12 companies go head to head week by week to win a grand prize of $25,000. Every episode, you're going to see 3 companies. You're going to see a pre-recorded pitch video, and then we're going to bring the founders live here to answer questions from us and you, the audience. So as you're watching, feel free to put any questions or comments that you have in your comment box below, and we'll get those answered for you. After that, we're going to have the opportunity to vote for our favorite companies. So if you would invest in the company, we're going to give you a little number and some instructions on how to make your vote known so your company could hopefully win the grand prize at the end of the season. We're super excited to be able to do this for you again, but we couldn't do it without our fantastic sponsors. So thank you to JP Chase. They're one of the oldest financial institutions in the US that serve corporations and over 100 companies. Thank you to UPS. They're one of the largest and most trusted global logistics providers worldwide. And thank you to the Ohio Third Frontier. OTF works with innovative startup companies across the state, making Ohio the destination for the best tech entrepreneurs. And so in addition to our incredible sponsors, sponsors. We have some really great judges here tonight. We have the Candace Matthews-Barkeen. She is the founder and executive director here at Lightship Foundation, is our expert on all things CPG and e-com. And to the other side of me here, we have the Brian Barkeen. He is our EIR at the foundation and leads education at our boot camps and is our expert on all things AI and machine learning. So we're actually in a boot camp right now. So shameless plug to the fantastic boot camp collateral displayed here by Vanna Black, aka Brian Barkeen. So before we get started, since we're plugging, Brian, for the fine folks at home, if they want to learn more about boot camp, where can they do that?
You can go to lightship.education. It's free. Sign up. We're coming to a city near you in the Midwest. We just teach very advanced techniques to grow your business. We feed you really, really well, put you up in a nice place, and we allow you to focus on growth. So please join us. It's a good time.
Absolutely. So hopefully we're going to see you there in addition to seeing you here on our fantastic show. So we're going to meet 3 great new companies tonight. Everybody sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy. Let's bring on our first contestant, the team at Humaxa.
Hello, my name is Carolyn Peer, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Humaxa. We have developed Max, the AI assistant that predicts and prevents workforce issues. Take a moment and think about your own company or one of your portfolio companies, and think about what issues might be hiding just beneath the surface within your workforce. Do you know what they are? How do you know? People tend to avoid awkward conversations at work. Conversations about things like implicit bias or people's mental health or their struggles with poor on-the-job performance. But not knowing about these things cost organizations more than $1.6 trillion just in 2019 and just in the United States. But how do you know about things that nobody's talking about? Max knows. Max is our anonymous AI assistant that talks to people about awkward workplace issues, right in Slack or Microsoft Teams. In this case, Max asks an employee about their job growth, and the employee responds, "I feel like highly qualified people sometimes get overlooked for promotions." Max responds with, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mentoring is a great way to grow or help somebody grow within the company. Would you like to participate in a mentoring activity?" Maxine says, "Yes, I would. I would like to be mentored in leadership. Can you set that up for me?" And of course, Max can do that. Max will warn you when sentiment data starts to go in the wrong direction. And our client feedback tells the whole story. They're finding things out about their workforce that they never knew. And we have nothing but 5-star reviews in both G2 and Capterra. Our client results speak for themselves. They're seeing a 33% improved commitment to organizational success, an average of $48,000 a year savings per 100 employees, and workers are 50 to 75% more likely to respond to Max than to any type of survey. We've got founder market fit. Our diverse team has the right domain expertise. And with my co-founder, Guillermo Borges' technical aptitude in natural language processing, predictive analytics, we've been able to build a truly unique solution. Humaxa unites competitors. Through our open platform, we make our APIs public and sit at the intersection of employee insights and workforce optimization. Our long-term vision is to be the market leader in SaaS for workforce insights. We're moving from workforce engagement to sales acceleration and on to customer engagement using the same underlying feedback action patent pending technology. We currently charge $4 per person per month. Our go-to-market strategy targets analytics and operation groups in small to medium-sized business. We've been focusing on content marketing, direct business-to-business sales, and we have plans to use online search, retargeting, traditional HR media, and strategic partnerships as well. Remote work is helping us with our growth with converting free to paid accounts. We have more than 10,000 users on the platform today and 0 client churn. So please join us. Humaximize your workforce and you'll never have to worry about employee issues blindsiding you ever again. Thank you.
How you doing?
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Carolyn, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How's everybody?
Pretty good, pretty good. So I'm going to cross off a lot of my questions because you answered them in like the second to last slide. But if you could tell me who in the company is the buyer, and then as a follow-up, what's the sales cycle like?
Our buyer is typically the head of people operations, the head of HR, or the head of operations, just depending on the company size and how they're structured.
And then what's the sales cycle look like?
Again, it depends highly on the size of the company. In one case, I went and met with the CEO who immediately had to leave the meeting, brought his head of people operations and one other person in. By the time I had gotten on the freeway after leaving the office, they had already downloaded the software. That's how fast it was. In other cases, we're starting to get market pull up market from large Fortune 50, Fortune 100 companies. Those sales cycles are longer, months.
Cool. And what type of topics does Max, and I got a little confused because Max and Maxine were in there.
That's true.
So what topics does Max currently explore?
Off the shelf, there's about 25 different topics that Max knows to talk about, but the platform is very customizable, so you can program in virtually any topic that you want Max to talk about. You can also add questions that you want Max to ask, and you can add solutions that you want Max to point out based on the answers to the questions or the feedback around the topics.
All right, I won't hog all the questions.
Brian.
Love it. Always good to see a fellow former ADPer. Yep. So I love that you have an understanding of the industry, the players. It's, for those at home that don't know, it's the largest payroll company. So if you've worked there, you've literally seen it all, like literally. Quick question about the model itself. Mm-hmm. I can see this going both ways. In some regards, I can see it being a very private tool, right? Just kind of between me and Max, right? Mm-hmm. Other regards, I can see it being more of like an alert tool. So if I'm saying certain things or there's some concerns about serious mental health issues, someone harming themselves, right? Getting that kind of help. So how do you draw those lines?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And the value proposition is a little different for the end user versus the leadership of the organization, although there's a ton of overlap there. So the end user is motivated to speak authentically because it's anonymous and because the assistant offers to take immediate action right then, right there in the flow of work. on the leadership side of things, even though all the conversations are anonymous by default, data trends, alerts, you can filter through concerning feedback. You can even use Max to have a live anonymous conversation with someone that you're worried about or that you're concerned about. And that was actually a feature that came to us from one of our clients. They requested that, and
I think that's brilliant because you can have the interaction, but you don't need to know who it is. Yeah.
Right. And it's interactive and it's live. So if someone says, hey, I feel stuck in my job, I haven't gone anywhere in 25 years, you might be wondering, do they know about our Emerging Leaders program? Here's the link. You can do all that without anybody having to identify who they are.
Thank you.
Sure.
Excellent. So everyone watching, there's a lot of love for you down in the comments. If you have any questions for Carolyn, to throw those in the box as well. So my question to you is, walk me through onboarding and installation. So what happens after I've purchased the product?
If you don't customize it, it takes 7 clicks. Because
We were doing so well.
All right, folks. So just bear with us. I'm sure she'll be back in a few seconds. Do you want to give some preliminary thoughts while we're sitting here?
Let me do some feedback in this time. I was really impressed with their answers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty solid company. I love the ability to have anonymous conversations at that level. Sometimes in organizations, you end up with like that one person that you go to that the whole team talks to. It's nobody on this call. But like it happens. And that's no way to scale an organization. And no one should have to kind of take that on. So I think this is just a really interesting way of doing it and differentiated from a lot of other HR tools we've seen. I'm sometimes nervous that when you're hearing about kind of like taking the temperature of people at a company, many of those things sound the same. This sounds a little different.
Yeah, I agree. Brian, any other comments?
There's a question in the comments about the impact of diversity. I think it's interesting. I feel I can see it both ways, that it would have, and here's the question for the folks at home. Do marginalized people benefit from anonymity? I never thought about that. Maybe they, in some cases they might, because you actually aren't a marginalized person if you're anonymous, right? But you also may be, because maybe you need to share some things to help get you through this, whatever you're going through. So it's an interesting question. I don't really have a position, but it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's an interesting one too. So folks, just so we're all clear about what's going on, it looks like, I believe possibly she's having some Wi-Fi issues. She isn't quite back yet backstage. So I think it may be best for us to move along. What do you think, team?
Yeah, and how about we have her come back to vote, right? Or unless, I'd hate to have people start voting now.
Yeah. So we'll
do number 11 first.
Yeah, we'll bring her back at the end of the show to collect her votes. Let's do that. So with that, if everyone's all right, we're going to move on to our next company. Let's meet the team let's meet Algopear.
Is a AI marketplace that allows everyday retail investors to connect to proven algorithms. Now, the reason we started Algopear was it started with a story. I was once living out my car as a college student. I made a lot of young, dumb mistakes, so that was on my part, but I decided to turn that around when I took $5,000 of my student refund money to $103,000 within 1 year trading stocks part-time. Did that all 8 months, but that inspired me to build a community. I went from being the student athlete to the stock guy on campus. My professors, my coaches, my colleagues, they all reached out and said, hey, Ronnie, we seen you living in your car. We want to change our financial life around too. We want to build wealth. And so started this online community. And this is where I learned a lot of the key issues. When I went to work for TD Ameritrade, I realized that a lot of the products out there for everyday investors didn't actually help them build wealth. It gave them access to tools, but there was nothing that gave them the results to outperform an index or 401k. So I decided that it'll be a great idea to give them access to the same tools that these hedge funds have, that wealthy clients have access to, that they didn't, and that is trading algorithms. And I realized some of the issues within the community and working with TD Ameritrade on the trade desk. I talk to retail traders every single day. 90% of these retail traders fail within 1 year. I mean, from a $10,000 account to a $20,000 account, it's all wiped out. And they had limited products that can automate that trading. People reached out and said, hey, Ronnie, I don't have the time to basically execute everything that you taught me. And this is where I realized that if we can help people execute a sophisticated strategy, they can get these same outlandish returns rather than putting it in a 401k or having that 7-8% return a year on an index fund. This is going to help people basically build wealth a lot faster. And that's our solution, where you as an everyday investor, you can go in this product, you can lease an AI strategy, and that AI strategy is going to grow and manage your portfolio automatically. You don't have to push the buy and sell button. You don't have to get out of a meeting just to try to execute an investment. The app does it for you. And so this is going to minimize the investment risk for everyday investors. It's going to make greater and faster returns, and it's going to save them time learning and researching these opportunities, which they're doing now. And I realized that this was a bigger market than I expected. It's a $6 billion market, and the trends are there. People are using more digital asset management apps rather than a traditional broker service or a financial advisor. People are handling their wealth management all on their phones. And we're starting to see a lot of trends in social trading, communities like Reddit, like Discord, and we have access to those communities as well. And we see people are more active in there because they're looking at what's the next investment that's going to help them grow their wealth. And basically how we make money. When people use our app, they're paying for a monthly subscription or annual subscription. And we get 30% of that revenue fee. That revenue goes towards these algo creators who are creating these sophisticated strategies. We just take a small percentage on the back end. The customer doesn't pay anything but that one-time fee, whether it's an annual subscription or a monthly subscription. And we project in the next 3 years, we can hit $22 million in annual recurring revenue. Now, here's what we're doing right now. We've bootstrapped our app, meaning that we put our own money into this. We've already launched. We have over 1,000 beta users. We've already hit 20,000 in monthly recurring revenue, and we already have 3 strategic broker partnerships. My ex-company, TD Ameritrade, which they have over 11 million retail accounts. Alpaca, which makes connecting algorithms super easy, and interactive brokers. These partnerships are going to help us with solidifying a marketplace, helping us have an ease of entry on our supply and consumer side. So our everyday retail investor and our algo creators. We've even partnered with an education platform for algo creators, giving them more value add to using our product. We've already won a pitch competition that was sponsored by Capital One of Bank of America. They are already interested in leading a Series A round. They want us to hit an inflection point of revenue and want to see us grow in the meantime. We've already have venture-backed partnerships, Capital Factory being one of those venture firms. And how do we go to market? We're going straight to the consumer. That's our plan A. And like I said, those partnerships that we've already solidified, they're going to give us an ease of entry to gain more retail accounts a lot faster and have more algo creators to keep our marketplace liquid. We're gonna continue to use our community to help us gain more retention. So people are interactive with our product, but they're also engaged with our community. They get free value education. We do webinars weekly, and we keep people updated on what's going on in the market. This is helping us create a viral growth that is letting people share more of the opportunity of what Algo community is doing and what the product is also about. We're already targeting marketed channels. We're seeing a low cost per click for every ad that we run. And we're seeing 92% in conversion rates already from people who are looking for automated trading. They're looking for the next hot investment. They're already looking for these influencers to teach them. But what we do is completely automated. And that's how we're targeting the market. My team, you've already met Keisha, my amazing co-founder. She's led engineer teams with USAA and Bank of America. Overall, we have over 30 plus years experience in fintech, including myself as far as the retail side. We also have Shihan, a data scientist. He managed a $20 million quant fund. And so he knows what Algo creators are looking for. He knows what they need. And we're able to target both sides of our marketplace with our team and build with speed. We have an amazing team of advisors who've walked through the same path as founders and also have walked through the path of what the startup world is and what we need in the insights of our business. Now, with all that said and done, we are raising $2 million on a safe. We have roughly 750 committed from venture partners and some angels as well. And what are we going to do with that money? That's the most important piece. We're going to increase our early marketing efforts. We already show signs that we know how to target the right customer. Our conversion rates are high, and we're going to enhance the product based on what we get from user feedback. But the most important part is we're going to hit 40,000 transactions in our marketplace. What is that going to do? That's going to help us hit that inflection point with those Series A investors. They want to see us hit $1 million in annual recurring revenue. 40,000 transactions will get us at 1.2 million annual recurring revenue. So we'll make some additional hires so that we can move with speed. We'll put some of that money in marketing and doing some legal and IT work as well. Now, you all have seen, we have the team, we have the grit, and we have everything in place to move with speed.
Welcome to the show, Ronnie.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Hi. Let's see. Who are we going to have get started? Candace, you look very intrigued. So how about you start us off tonight?
I will. I'm just going to do rapid fire because I feel like you can do this, Ronnie. So how's this space regulated?
So yeah, there is a lot of gray area that we deal with. And how we get past that is just being registered as a RIA. We don't recommend algorithms. We just match people with them. And so that kind of helps us out and remain out of the clear water of the SEC coming down on us hard.
Okay, so it's a gray area currently.
Yep.
What are you learning in beta?
We're learning. So we initially went after a different group of people. As far as like blue collar, now we're focused on more white collar people who are usually doctors, dentists, executives who usually don't have the time to sit at a computer. And some of them, they can't get into hedge funds because they don't meet the minimum required investment for that. So we're starting to see more of that as our persona, and just making some changes on how we market and how we broaden our horizon and let people know about, what we're doing.
Awesome. How do you recruit algo creators?
Yeah, so we actually have those strategic partners. We're part of their communities as well. So they headline our products, let people know that we have a marketplace where they can sell their algorithms. And also we find them through different ad bases in different communities like Discord and Reddit. And so that's usually how we source them. And then eventually they just start telling more people about it. And then we get them through our funnel.
What's competition look like?
So we have two competitors that are doing something really similar to us, Collective 2 and Arcade Trader. Arcade Trader hasn't officially launched yet. Collective 2 has been around for a while, but they were more focused on institutions. They just pivoted to the retail side. And so those are our respective competitors. They do some great things. One of the things that I like to highlight that we do different We have a community around our product. And then outside of that, our vetting process for algorithms are a lot different than our competitors right now. We focus mainly on performance rather than institutional algorithms. So you don't have to work for an institution to have your algorithm on our marketplace. If your performance is good, that means that our retail traders will benefit from that performance.
All right, that's as far as I can go. You are a very bright young man. Who's next?
Ryan.
Two very different questions. What are you thinking about design? Oftentimes in this space, design is critical to that viral growth. And then on the other side of the brain, what are you thinking about the engineering side? Because, you know, outages for these folks is like absolutely unacceptable. So how do you think about those two sides?
As far as design, just keep it simple. People don't need the flashes and the grand finale. They just want to get straight to the point. And that's what we learned throughout this process in our beta is that they really just want to know how things work and where they go. They just don't need the fancy right now. So as far as design, we plan to use some gamification in there, not too much, but mainly keep it around education, and then just a 1, 2, 3 step process and walking them through that. As far as what was the second question?
The engineering side, how to keep it up at all times.
Yeah, so we actually get our data directly from the broker. We also have third parties as a backup, and we store most of that data. So when outages do hit, since we are supported by brokers, if they have outages, we can just link up to our API system that we pay for. And that way we can keep things going and keep things functional until the big issue can get fixed.
Thank you.
All right.
Excellent. So I'm going to steal some questions from the audience because people seem to be very engaged in what you're building. So first question from eData2 says, do you provide or connect people to the information that might be needed for these algorithms?
Yes, if you are an Algo creator, you can get access directly from us on data that you need to provide for those algorithms. We are partnered with these brokers, so you can have access to their data as well.
And then the next question from Prime Regiment 2422 is, how do you know which algorithms to pair to your customers?
This is all based on the risk tolerance. We call it personality. Everybody has a risk appetite. Some people are high risk, some people are low risk. Based on that, we match you with the algorithm because when we vet them, we learn about their risk. What type of risk do they take? What type of asset class are they invested in? Is it options? Is it stocks? Is it crypto? And then we match you based on that. And it's more of just, hey, here's your personality of algorithm, but you can go outside that if you want to test out different ways. And we do that in a simple 4-question quiz. It doesn't take us long to recognize what your risk appetite is.
Excellent. And then Brian Koch wants to know, how do you handle customer service for people who may have lost money on an algorithm? That's a great question.
Yeah, so we are more of a concierge between the algo creator and the actual stock trader. And so when there are issues, we sometimes have to shut down algorithms if there's a surge that happens. But most of our algorithms, before we even vet them, they have to have a risk perimeter component, meaning that if the market drops all of a sudden, that it's going to get you out, it's going to sell your shares. That way you're not holding, or we call it bag holding, where you're just increasing your risk, you're losing more money. And so it has to have that. If the algorithm doesn't have it, it can't get on our marketplace.
Fantastic. And there are some people who just want to know how you can help them automate their portfolio. So for the end users, how can they find you or find Algopear if they were interested?
Yeah, you can find us on all social media, or you can go directly to our website, www.algopear.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ronnie. It's been an absolute pleasure. So for those of you who would like to vote for Algopear to win this competition, you're going to text the magic number 11 to 203-408-6432. Once again, to vote for Algopear, text the number 11 to 203-408-6432. Thank you so much. Wow. Speechless.
I liked it.
My head hurts a little bit. Like, there was a lot of things I didn't know. And so I was just like trying to like get through what was going on in my head. I mean, you know, I studied statistics in college. Like, I'm just going through things I've written and trying to figure out like what is going on there. He's brilliant.
Brilliant. The Algo creators, that's like a subreddit, like a subculture of people that compare their algos to each other. It's a whole thing. This is absolutely a thing. I can see a whole bunch of quants in a room. Like, we're more about creating a framework for them to do their thing with each other. I can even see them doing messaging and things to each other about the algos. Very twitchy, right? Like very platformy. But yeah, love it. I'm very interested in it.
Just, yeah, more questions. Just so many more questions. Yeah, my brain hurts a little bit. In a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, his story is incredible. One, you know, we love a hustler, right? Clearly somebody who's just been working and figuring it out on his own, and has really built a business around it. So very smart team. And it's not just him. The rest of his team is also very smart, very sophisticated. Love what they're working on, and excited to meet our next contestant. Just as a recap for those of you who maybe join us a little later, we are going to be voting for Humaxa later in the program. So just stay tight. That'll be coming soon. So let's meet our next contestant of the night. Let's meet the team from Vyrill.
Everyone, I'm Ajay Bam, CEO and co-founder of Vyrill. So for most brands and retailers, the number one way to convert their customers into shoppers is reviews. Text reviews today tend to be old, archaic, unreliable, and sometimes filled by bots. Video reviews has now become the number one way for brands to interact with their customers and have conversations. 85% of shoppers say that they watch videos before they shop because they can see the product, the person, and the emotions inside the video. It cuts down on a review fraud, and it helps them improve brand trust. So customers are creating and consuming video now on 30 plus platforms in 89 languages. However, most brands don't have the capacity to parse through millions of videos and find the top videos that they can leverage and showcase in front of the customer. So a brand like L'Oreal today has over 30 million videos just on one platform like YouTube. And if someone made a great review, L'Oreal would love to know it happened and would love to be able to license and leverage that video for product marketing. So these are some of the problems that we solve. At Vyrill, we help brands and retailers increase revenue and find new customers by leveraging authentic video content such as reviews, unboxing videos, how-to videos, and more for insights, demand gen, and content marketing. All of this is enabled by our most powerful in-video search engine. What makes Vyrill very unique and special is that we're able to match millions of videos on YouTube to the entire L'Oreal product catalog by product, category, brand, competitor, hashtag, or keywords. And once matched, we parse the audio, text, and images together for sentiment analysis, demographic, diversity, brand safety, subject matter, scene, type of video, and engagement. And we help rate and rank millions of videos and find the top videos. So essentially, we're helping brands find the needle in the haystack. And for customers, we help customers find the feature inside the video that they're looking for so they don't have to watch the entire video. For example, if you're looking to buy a Porsche Cayenne 2021 model and looking for a review featuring yellow leather seats and acceleration of the car, and it features a demographic, a person that looks like you who is 30 to 40 years old, male or female, not only can Vyrill find the video, but we can take you inside the video where these features are being discussed to help you make your purchase decisions without having to watch the entire video. Vyrill has built its own proprietary stack where we capture videos from multiple sources, we process videos with AI and machine learning, and on our SaaS dashboard, brands can rate and rank all the content, license content, and run marketing campaigns to improve their two KPIs, which is finding new customers and generating new revenue. So on our dashboard, brands can rank all their fan video content, fan profiles, along with their email addresses, and also their competitors as well. So they can reach out to them for marketing campaigns and licensing content. For example, most recently, one of our customers, a big cheese brand, analyzed 12,000 videos in 14 days, what would have taken them 4.5 months to manually watch a video and analyze it. They use the insights to understand customer engagement pre-COVID and during COVID, found some new correlationships in the data for new product development, and was also interested in licensing and leveraging top video content. Vyrill also helps brands rate and rank all the video content with 35 plus different proprietary filters. And brands can also connect with their fans and run marketing campaigns such as product shout outs or capturing reviews or video contests to do brand awareness and license content to put on their product pages with our widget and API. So Vyrill, unlike our competitors, goes inside the video and we analyze moving images and audio and text together. So in summary, we are a Google for video, and we're also one of the very few companies that can Google inside the video as well to enable video commerce. So we have about 40 plus customers today that we're working with. We're doubling month to month with customers, and we offer a freemium SaaS model where customers can try the product for 14 days and upgrade. We came out of UC Berkeley Skydeck Incubator program. Myself, I've had one successful e-commerce exit in the past. My co-founder, Dr. Barbara, has a PhD in machine learning and natural language processing from Berkeley, and she was a scientist at Intel Research. And we're advised by some top investors and advisors with backgrounds in e-commerce, AI, machine learning, and scaling. So we believe that the future of commerce will start and end with the video, and Vyrill will connect shoppers and brands with video to influence the customer shopping journey. Thank you very much. And this is Vyrill, and I am Ajay. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Ajay. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you for being with us. Let's get started with Brian tonight.
Ajay, great job. I have to say, I love when they cast the AI episode because everybody's are like amazing. because when you're doing it well, it feels like magic, right? And that's the story here to me. Well, you know, what I see is, I'm going to get deep here. I always get deep in the AI episodes. So sure. One of my theses in life is that like there's the kind of like web 1.0, 2.0, right? So like you think about this last round, the Googles of the world, the YouTubes of the world was just about getting video, right? Just the collection of video. Right. And like any platform, it could be App Store, could be YouTube. In the beginning, there's no need for great indexing or searching because there isn't that much anyway, right? To even find. But what happens is as those platforms are successful, a lot of value is lost, right? Because there's just so much content. And then is the ability to find insights in that, which lead to kind of, I think, the next great wave of companies. So one, that could be totally wrong. Love to hear your thoughts. And two, if it is right, what does it mean for you and growth long term?
Yeah, so great question. So first of all, I want to say that I think COVID changed the conversation around video, right? There's a couple of things that happened. Video consumption and creation increased 600% across 30 platforms, right? So, and then the big breakout star of COVID was TikTok when it comes to video, and really, bottom line is short form video, right? Which people are now consuming on their phones, anywhere and everywhere. And if you look at the Gen Z populations, right, they're living and breathing video all day, right? So what's happened now is that a lot of brands are like, okay, how do we get on this video boat? So we're seeing a number of different ways to start engaging customers with video. So one is, we're seeing growth in live streaming, right? You're running your live streaming unboxing video, and simultaneously you can chat and you can purchase the product on the site, right? So that's one aspect of it, right? The other aspect of it is there's already a lot of video consumption and creation that's happening. And like I mentioned before, a brand like Nike or L'Oreal, they have millions of videos, But today they have no idea, who's making the video and what's going on. And at the end of the day, when it comes to commerce and conversion, what matters is what other customers are saying about your product and brand. And so that's really where Vyrill is focused. And so we believe that the future of shopping is going to start and end with a video. And what better validation than also, Amazon has already amassed 250 million video reviews on their platform. So if you open any of the Amazon electronics or mom and baby product pages, you're already seeing videos on top of the page. And in fact, you see one or two branded videos, but now you see a video widget from Amazon where they're actually capturing the videos. Now, Amazon doesn't do in-video search yet, but that's sort of where they're going, right? So what this is doing is the next 5,000 Fortune brands and retailers don't have the AI tools and don't have the e-commerce engine that Amazon does. And so that's really the gap that we're filling in, right? So today we're tightly focused on 4 verticals that have massive amounts of video consumption and creation. So right now we're capturing customers in the electronics, beauty, fashion, DIY, home improvement categories. And of course, we're continuing to focus on more. So, but our focus is categories where there's massive amounts of video consumption and creation. And 85% of shoppers say that they watch videos before they shop, right? So we're essentially bringing this together. How can we help brands and retailers drive more conversion with relevant fan video content or authentic content, which is reviews, unboxing videos, and more. And so the key to video commerce is really search. And that's really what we have been focusing on for 3.5 years. And the reason is brands don't have the time to watch millions of videos. Customers don't have the time. Even on a product page, if there are 3 videos, you as a customer, you're impatient. You want to just get to your answers to make your purchase decisions. And so with Vyrill, you can search inside the video in literally multiple, more than 10 dimensions. And so search, we believe, is really the story behind Vyrill. And now we're building sort of the front end, the insights, and the video commerce tools.
Excellent. Candace?
I don't have a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot. Brian already took my, that's magic. What are you doing with this round? Like, what happens for the company after you raise this round? Because you will raise the round.
Yeah, so absolutely. So I think great question. So first is, we're raising a $2 million round, and we have already closed 1.6 million already of the round. And some of the investors include the CTO of Airbnb, the head of shopping head of engineering for Google Shopping. Most recently came on the round. The chief AI scientist at Pinterest also came on the round as well. So we have some amazing investors and advisors lined up. So essentially our goal right now with the round is to get to 1.5 million in ARR in the next 12 months. We're also currently hiring a director of engineering on the team as well. We need someone who can help us scale and grow to millions of transactions as we launch reviews on multiple e-commerce platforms and more. And we're also looking to build our sales team as well. So currently I actually have both the director of engineering, and we're looking to hire sales reps as well to help us grow. And then in parallel, I'm building partnership with some retail solution companies as well, such as Inmar. So these companies already have an existing relationship with brands and retailers. Essentially, our buyer, who is the chief digital officer, and under them, it's really the social media insights team and the content marketing team that purchases our product. So we want to partner with some of these existing solution providers who already have those existing relationship with brands and retailers, and then really ramp up and scale the platform. So we're currently integrated and we're continuing to build. We're integrated now with YouTube, Dropbox, Shopify. We're continuing to build and add more platforms. So really, the bottom line is really grow and scale the business and grow as fast as we can.
Perfect. Thank you.
Fantastic. So anyone, if you have any questions, put them in the comment box below. So I see a couple. Well, let's do this one. Are you waiting for fundraising to rebuild the team? So maybe talk a little more about team, or is the website out of date? I don't know what they're looking at on the website. Maybe fill us in.
Yeah, so essentially, the website is always work in progress, right? So as the website says, we are a fan video commerce platform, and so I believe the website is on point. However, of course, we we could do better as a startup. There's always the next iteration of the website coming up. So no, we're not waiting for the website update for fundraising. It's already happening in parallel. We're also signing up customers in parallel as well. I think everyone understands video. I don't walk into a customer and they're questioning the core premise. The question is more, how can we leverage this? How quickly can we ramp up? What integration does this need? And what can we do next?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely fantastic. So everyone watching, if you would like to vote for Vyrill or win this competition, you're going to text the magic number. I'm going to do this right. Nope. Is this 12 to 203-408-6432?
12.
It's definitely 12. Once again, text the number 12 to 203-408-6432 for Vyrill to win the competition. Thank you so much, Ajay. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
everyone. Bye.
So what are our thoughts and feelings?
I mean, Ajay is really the bomb. That was amazing. I don't know. This last episode has been really good. Really good.
Oh, Brian, you're muted.
Lots of tough decisions about who goes on to the next round, for sure.
Yeah. This time after this episode, as we vote, is going to be really tough. I don't know what to say about Ajay other than if you listen to everyone who's invested already, they all have a reason. And, Pinterest wasn't always, didn't always have video, but here we are now, right? I spend a lot of time on Pinterest and have watched that org grow. And I don't know, Google and Pinterest being involved really early on is very impressive.
Yep. Yeah.
So
any other thoughts, Brian?
Well, I think I was going to say, overall, I think we've got to actually give the numbers for the first two companies.
Yep. So we're doing. Who are you talking to, Brian?
We're going to do the number. We have to give the numbers to vote for the first two companies.
We did that, but we didn't
do the second one.
We did the second one. We just need to do the first one.
We did not do the second one.
I remember doing 11.
Oh.
Remember?
We did. So quick rundown. If you'd like to vote for the second company, which is Algopear, that's the magic number 11. If you'd like to vote for the third company, Vyrill, that's 12. And so what we're going to do now is bring Carolyn back on because she didn't have an opportunity to get her Q&A and get her vote because she had some Wi-Fi issues. So we're going to bring her on pretty quickly and close out her portion of the episode. All right, so here we go again, round 2.
I'm back. New and improved.
New and improved. So listen, it happens all the time. Totally fine. No worries. So I was asking you a question about onboarding, right? And you said if it's not customizable, it's 7 steps, and then we lost you. So maybe
7 clicks. Boom, 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 boom. It literally takes a couple of minutes. But the platform is very customizable all on the front end. So if you want Max to talk about very specific topics related to your organization, we actually recommend taking a little longer to just make it feel like it was made for that organization. And the administrator of the platform can do that at the very first moment or as they get to understand a little bit better about how the whole system works.
Fantastic. And so let me make sure, folks in the audience, if you had questions for Carolyn, put them back in the comments. That's right. Trace Arosenko wanted to know, what about orgs that lack diversity? Marginalized people don't really benefit from anonymity. What are your thoughts on that, Carolyn?
So actually, we go really heavy in the diversity, equity, and inclusion because it's a topic that's hard to bring up sometimes with leadership, especially if you feel like marginalized people are not being promoted, or maybe there's a big imbalance between diversity and leadership versus everybody else. The anonymity makes it safe, but that in and of itself won't solve the problem. What Max tries to do is connect you to the people or the resources that can make a difference. So let's say, this is a unfortunate situation. Let's say my manager has not been giving me the opportunities that I feel like I should be getting. Max will help you maneuver around that, connect you with people in different departments, or maybe connect you with other people in an ERG, or with specific skill sets, or with ideas and goals that you can bring to the entire organization to get more visibility and to make yourself more promotable, not necessarily by the one manager that's sort of blocking you, but to the entire community. So it will try to help.
Fantastic. And so a couple of questions, or at least one other additional question from the audience. Brian Koch wants to know, does IT or anyone else in the company have access to the IP address or any other PII?
So from a data security and privacy perspective, no. Part of the benefit of having a third party host that is that there is no interaction between the IT department. Even we cannot hack the system to know who people are. It would take, I don't know, some sort of genius to go and figure out how to hack the system, because we use end-to-end encryption. What everybody says and who it's being said by is all encrypted from beginning to end. So even if we did get hacked, all you would get is that, XY1157 blah 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 said blah 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 blah. There would be no value in it, even if we were hacked. So no.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And so, folks, we've waited the entire episode to do this. Here we go. Now is the time. If you would like to vote for Humaxa, you're going to text the number 10, the other way around, to 203-408-6432. Once again, text the number 10 to 203-408. Yes, she's ready. She's ready.
First. I love it.
Absolutely. So 10 is her magic number to 203-408-6432. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for coming back. Thank you,
Carolyn.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
So there you have it, folks. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the show tonight. AI Night is generally one of our favorite nights. Obviously we're biased. It's one of the things that we do pretty well. Really great, strong companies tonight. We're so excited. So everyone who's watching, this was the end of round 1 for season 7. So what's going to happen is we're going to come back next week and show you who your 3 finalists are. Those finalists are going to come back, give us a little product demo, and then we're going to declare the winner right here live on the show. So everyone, make sure your votes are in. Make sure you've seen all the pitches. Go back and watch previous episodes so you can be ready for the finale next week. We're super excited to see you all here. So the number again, good Laura, is magically 203-408-6432. Humaxa is 10. Algopear is 11. And Vyrill is 12. And as a reminder, to get your votes in, you're going to want to type that number in your phone, regular phone, text message style. Don't put your vote in the comment section. It doesn't count. But make sure you text it through your phone so we can count all the votes here on time. So stay tuned. Come back next week to see who makes the finale. Hopefully your favorite makes it, and hopefully your favorite wins the show. So with that, it's been a pleasure, and we will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.